free college for everyone. That's what Senator Bernie Sanders is proposing because he thinks free college, get this, is a right. But should Americans be guaranteed a college education regardless of the cost to taxpayers? Here to weigh in, Fred Barnes, executive editor of the Weekly Standard, Guy Benson, townhall.com senior editor, and Rich Lowry, editor-in-chief of the National Review. Rich, I will start with you. So the Vermont senator says, and avowed socialist, might I add, says that everybody should have free college education. Your response?
Well, this is his opening bid in the campaign, and if the recent pattern is any indication, Hillary Clinton will endorse this idea within months. And the problem is, like the so-called health care reform of Obamacare, it will just put a Band-Aid on a system that is inefficient, that's not working very well now, with costs spiraling ever upwards. So what you want to focus on is how to improve the underlying education and make it more cost-effective rather than showering more federal money on it.
We've got to get rid of the debt. Fred, to you. Hillary's already talking about debt-free college. I don't know what the difference is between free college and debt-free college, but is she going to be pushed even further to the left here?
Of course, just as far as to the left as she thinks she needs to go. She doesn't have any firm beliefs of her own, so she might as well take Bernie Sanders. But, you know, what Bernie Sanders misses is the college is practically free now. You know, there are all these Pell Grants. You can
free
get
for who?
A student loan for everybody, practically. You can get student loans from the government. You know, they're out of control now. You can get that. If you go to junior college, community college, it's already free for about half the people, and the others pay very, very little.
But wait a minute.
My point is
it's not free. Come on. Taxpayers pay, and when people graduate, they are saddled with an average of $33,000 in debt, Fred. This ain't free.
Not if the Democrats have anything to do with it, because you know they're going to forgive as much of that debt as they possibly can. But here's the point. Is there a demand out in the country that we have to have debt-free colleges? College has to be free? If there is that demand stirring the country, I haven't heard it.
Guy?
Well, let's be clear. This has no chance of happening. This is Bernie Sanders. He likes to introduce legislation, and it goes nowhere, and that will be the case here as well. And there's also nothing that actually is free. That is a figment of sort of the left's imagination. It's the word that people like to hear, but most people, even many on the left, understand that to be a political buzzword.
I hope you've got that right. I often think that the left does like to promote that. Let's move on to Hillary and Bill. They've made a lot of money, something like $30 million in the last 16 months. Is it possible for the two of them to relate to American voters, Rich?
This is an astonishing amount of money. And look, giving speeches, it is work. You have to travel places. You have to interact with people you might not want to have anything to do with. But it is not hard work compared to what most Americans are doing. So that Hillary is going to go out there and pretend to be this Elizabeth Warren-style populist identifying with, quote-unquote, everyday Americans when she and her husband have just been raking it in this way. It's just gross. It's going to be a really hard case for her to make.
Hey, Fred, I don't know if you have returned, but we showed a great graphic with like a bar chart on the Clintons' income just sweeping higher and higher, and Rich says that you know, they're making a lot of money here, but Bill Clinton says he works very hard for the money he makes on his speeches. Do you agree?
I think he does work very hard, but he's not running for president. It's Hillary who's running for president, and she may work hard too. But she's trying to tell people, of course, that she's just a populist and just another person who, when when she and her husband left the White House, they were dead broke and all that stuff. It's not going to. I mean, it's not going to fly with Hillary, but it's just another thing that shows you how, as any number of people have said, how totally inauthentic she is. To be running the left wing of the Democratic Party, as I guess Rich said, like Elizabeth Warren, is just, it's not who she is. Now, I don't know who she is. I don't think she knows who she is as a politician, but it ain't this.